Hey guys, welcome to the SAF podcast. We are done with Game Week 24, looking forward to Game Week 25. I'm joined by Mohamed Wasim again. Razeen is running a bit late. I probably won't make this episode, but we will continue. Mohamed Wasim, how are you keeping?
All good, man. I've had a nice strong green arrow after probably since I think my first one like since December. So really excited about this past week's performance and hoping I can keep it green going into the next week. It's been
Yeah,
painful.
looking at your team, you got more returns than not for your players, so that's
Yes,
it's always a
it
good
was
sign.
great. It was a great one this week. So good.
Let's talk about game week 24 if we can go through it. Some interesting games, some good returns from players that haven't returned in a while. We
Yes.
can talk with that, like Ekitike, for instance. I actually
Ah,
sold him this week. I brought in
I
João
feel I
Pedro.
feel like I feel like I deserve the Ekatike points. I just held on for so long. I feel like I really felt like I deserved it. But I mean, it's not as if he's been playing badly. He's been getting very unlucky. But then also I think with the injury and stuff, it's just been a mess for him. So I hope he goes on a run for a bit. They've got good fixtures after City, so really hoping he kicks
Yeah.
on from here.
No, I hope for Liverpool's sake. But the other person to talk about there is Wirtz as well. Like really, even
Yes,
on the points, he also got double-digit haul, but playing well. The connection is great.
yes,
So I think between them, I mean, they're both expensive. I think Ekitike is just the better option because he's playing up front.
yes.
But I read a few things. A lot of people saying, you're paying that price, but he's actually not on penalties and things like that. But I still think, in terms of all the forwards, he looks one of the better ones to have.
He's still the main guy, I think, at Liverpool. I mean, as much as Salah doesn't look like he's the main guy any longer, and
No,
Wirtz is purely, I guess, doing most of the work from a creative perspective, and he's looking to feed Ekitike as much as he can. So I think Ekitike is really good. I think Wirtz is going to probably be the more value for money player post the City game. I think Liverpool fixtures are decent. Wirtz is very affordable. And I think you can go for that five big midfielders or five, like, that average mid seven,
yeah.
8 million midfielders. There's a few options in there. You can probably stack up on those guys and then probably go cheaper in your forward line as well. So, I surprisingly, Haaland's been very sold over this past couple of game weeks. His price has dropped a couple of times. So I think people are going cheap up front and rotating decently, and investing more into their midfield and defense at the moment. That seems to be the move.
Yeah. I mean, there is a like even without selling Haaland, there's a topic that you don't have Saka, you don't have Palmer,
Yes.
so there is a lot of money to go around. Particularly the Palmer situation is quite interesting. I mean, Chelsea looked like they were um, knocked out of the park that first half. West Ham played really
Yes.
well, got the two goals. Chelsea looked nowhere. As a João Pedro owner, I expected him to be benched, to be honest, but I said
Yeah,
for the long
but he
term over
came
the
on
four
and
fixtures,
changed the game.
he
I
came on
came
and
on and
changed the
changed the
game.
game entirely.
But overall, even though they got 3 points, 3 goals, Palmer didn't get any attacking returns and didn't
Yeah,
really feature much. Enzo and João Pedro more in the points. So it's a
and
bit
everyone
like,
knows he's carrying the knock, and I think his only decent returns have been from the penalty spot, right? He's done nothing else worth
yeah,
it. And Enzo again with a goal towards the end of the game. It just hurts me every time he scores a goal because I've been wanting to bring him in for like 3 weeks now, and I've been saying, nah, he's probably going to play deeper this game, but not going to get a return. And he's gotten a return in the past three, which has been painful to watch.
yeah. No, I think looking at Chelsea, I said it last week, like maybe slightly controversial, but now I think it's a bit more like João Pedro is their preferred striker, and
Correct.
if there is going to be like a bunch of goals, it seems like he's going to be in and around it.
It's got to be him
So
as your option now. I think if you want Chelsea cover, I think between Enzo and João Pedro, I think they're going to be reasonably nailed
yeah.
because they're the biggest threats for Chelsea going forward.
Yeah, I think it's just where you can find space in your team. I think it's
Yeah.
easier to find a midfielder spot at that price range.
Yes.
Most
Because
people
Enzo
would
is
have
like
Ekitike.
6.5 or just
Yeah,
over 6.5 around that price range. So I think he's obviously a better fit. But I mean, there aren't many strikers positions up for grabs anyway. So I think João Pedro will fit a lot of the Thiago replacements, for example, because his fixtures aren't great. So
Hmm.
probably rotate João Pedro in now, and then I think when Chelsea's fixtures do get a little bit more difficult after the next three, I think Thiago's a great swap from there. So I think people are plotting that. I think it might not be a bad idea.
I mean, you're saying that there's not a lot of striker spots, but I mean, we are seeing Solanke got 2 goals. I mean, what are
Yes,
what are your thoughts on him?
I have no idea. He's still too fresh. Frank himself has said Solanke is probably on 70% fitness at the moment. I'd still be very cautious, especially looking at Spurs and fixtures or other upcoming fixtures is United, Arsenal, kind of I think Newcastle in that run. So I'd still stay away because the fixtures don't look good. But I think once the fixtures turn after these last few difficult ones, I think hopefully with Solanke being fit, I think it'll be a decent option because he's really got no real competition for that role. So he should be quite nailed.
Yeah. And there've been a few strikers that have shifted around. Tammy Abrahams came in and scored, but the goal was
Yes,
disallowed.
disallowed. Yes.
And then now Strand-Larsson has moved to Crystal Palace. Mateta is still there, but he is apparently injured for a month.
Yes, and
So
he's potentially going for surgery. So if he ends up going for surgery, then I think Strand-Larsson's going to be quite nailed.
yeah, I mean, we do have options, but I think it's still a wait and see type picture.
No, I think so too.
So looking at the other fixtures, I mean, Arsenal just dominated Leeds, Gyökeres and Jesus on the score sheet, but notably Madueke with the highest haul of the game week with 14
Game week,
points.
yes.
Goal, assist,
And
3
and he,
bonus,
and he
clean
was
sheet.
drafted in at the last minute. It's feel frustrating to have seen that, man. Because I was looking forward to Saka doing damage against Leeds because I thought Arsenal would do quite well. And then him getting injured in the warm-up and then Madueke coming in and getting a haul, it was painful. Really, really painful to watch. But I've made the decision with Saka. Saka is now out of my team, so I can rest easy.
But now you're taking out Saka right before Arsenal's double game week in game week 26. Who
Yes.
are you bringing in? Is it just a simple Rice move? Or?
It's a simple Rice move. It was literally the simple Rice move. I said I still want the Arsenal triple up because I don't think I favored the triple Arsenal defense. So I said, okay, I'll go Rice and keep my two Arsenal defenders. I considered doing Timber in there at some point in time, but I don't think I have the heart to go triple Arsenal every single weekend. It'll just be a very stressful watch every single time they play. So I said Rice is decent cover there. He's still on all set pieces, and he does get the odd goal here and there, and the odd assist here and there from open play as well. So and also DEFCON. So I said might as well go for that because he'll give a decent amount of consistency, even though the past few weeks has not been as great. So I said I'll cover there. I've just got to decide what to do with my other transfer now, and that's going to be my plan for the next 24 hours until the deadline.
And are you definitely going to play it, or you might roll it?
I think there's a high likelihood I play it. So I actually want a little bit more cover in my team. So I've got Potts there who doesn't play at all any longer, and I've got like 5 million in the bank to replace him with. So I'm considering either I've got 3 players who are on my shortlist. I can't remember all 3 of them now, but it was Mbeumo from United, Enzo from Chelsea, and there was a third option I was looking at. I can't remember who it was, but I was looking at 3 different options in my midfield, and gonna see if I can stack up there. The Mbeumo one I might consider maybe waiting for after the Spurs game, but I think it probably makes sense to pull the trigger now because his price has been also on the rise.
Yeah, and I mean United are looking a little better,
Yes.
to say the least. Sesko also on the points. Okay, yeah, don't think he's going to be starting much.
No, I don't expect it.
I mean, Chelsea's probably the best fixtures if you want to move this week. That would be probably like Chelsea Wolves and then Chelsea Leeds and then Chelsea Burnley, I believe. Which
my
is
other option was Semenyo. Semenyo's my third option there. Because
Semenyo
City
is a
also
good
have decent
option.
fixtures.
And
Yeah.
Semenyo always scores against Liverpool. Always.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I would strongly consider that as well.
Yeah. So
I do
my
like
initial thing that I thought about was who's going to get me probably the most points over the next 3. And my initial one was I think Enzo won't, because I mean he does regularly play a little bit deeper when Palmer does play in the middle.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that he's going to probably get enough opportunities to score goals. Plus with Palmer there he loses penalties. He's probably not the biggest option. Mbeumo playing up top I think sounds like the best option. I'm just scared not to do Semenyo, but I think with the fact that I've got Haaland and the fact that they're playing Liverpool, it's putting me off doing Semenyo this week. It's going to probably be a bit easier the week after, but I want to see if I can mix the team around a little bit and see if I can afford all the relevant players. At the moment, I want Semenyo plus Mbeumo in my team. I don't think I can afford it, but I want to try and find a way to do that at some point.
No, sounds good. From my side, I have Semenyo. I'm happy with Semenyo. I might even captain Semenyo. I don't think so actually, but I might.
Not
He always
against
scores against
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Not
He
against
always
Liverpool.
scores against
Yeah, but
Liverpool. And Liverpool have been
I have a
leaky.
feeling Liverpool's turn up. I think they turn up this week, though. I think Liverpool turn
Yeah,
up.
but I mean, even when we beat Bournemouth, I mean, Semenyo got 2 goals. He's always
Yes.
there. I mean, we beat them like 7-1, and he got the 1 goal. So
Yeah. No, he
he's always
always gets
scoring.
something.
Hmm. For my side, I only have one free transfer. I made the play to I took Ekitike out to bring in João Pedro, but the main reason behind that
Yes.
was to bring Gabriel in, of which I
Yes.
took out Hall. I had the option to go Senesi, but I just felt, like in hindsight, it would have worked out for me last week to have Senesi and Ekitike. But I
Yes.
mean, I'm hoping long term Gabriel with the double game week in these fixtures would be the better option.
Yes.
So, and it's not like
I
João Pedro
think
blanked. I
I
think
th
I would have
yeah.
felt really bad if he blanked.
No, I think having Gabriel, especially with the double game
Mm.
week coming up, I think it's the right move because we're at that stage of the season now where you want to try and bank the good transfers and start planning how little transfers you can make building up to all the double game weeks. I think it's the right move.
But
Senesi and Bournemouth concede a lot usually,
yeah,
so I wouldn't feel bad about that.
I'm in a different position because I can't really. I have one transfer this week, and I can potentially bank it and get another transfer next week. But I want to bring in another Arsenal asset, obviously ahead of the double game week. I don't want to go in with just two assets. But I
Yes.
can't afford Rice without selling either Rodgers or Semenyo. Which for me, like I'm not too keen to sell Semenyo. I'm not too keen to sell Rodgers
Semenyo,
as well. His next,
I think Semenyo must
yeah,
stay in. I think Rodgers has good fixtures upcoming.
that's the
It's not an
thing.
easy
So
decision.
my only option is I can either let Haaland go for Gyökeres, which is not clever at all.
Yes, do it.
Or or what I can do is I can sacrifice Van Dijk for um for Calafiori, and in that sense, then like I have literally three Arsenal defenders.
Three Arsenal
With
defenders,
that,
yeah.
that
But then
Van
you
Dijk
can't get
goes away for the
Rice
City game.
anyway, right? Yeah. But then
No,
you
so
don't
it's
have to
just
waste time getting Rice
yeah.
in. Yeah.
The thing is, I don't really want the Arsenal asset after the double because they got like I don't want all three Arsenal after the double because they
Yes.
got
It's too
quite
many.
difficult fixtures after that. Like I think they got Chelsea and City, I believe, or it is Chelsea, Brighton, Spurs, Chelsea, Brighton. It's not the best
Yeah.
fixtures after that.
It's
So
not the best fixtures because Spurs, as much as it's been bad recently, can get a goal. Chelsea
mm,
do usually score against Arsenal. Brighton almost always score against Arsenal. So yeah, it isn't great to be holding three defenders for that run. I agree.
yeah, but it feels a bit weird to bring in a player just for one game week, basically, and
I
then
wouldn't
sell
sell
them
Van
again.
Dijk personally because my plan is to bring in Van Dijk after City. I think I'm gonna try and get back on that Liverpool train. I don't know. I have a good feeling about Liverpool post the City game. I suspect they may go on a decent run, so I think I do want a piece of that Liverpool defense. Because what's the next few here? After City, it's Forest.
It's Sunderland,
Who else is there? Sunderland,
Sunderland, Forest,
Forest,
West
West
Ham,
Ham,
Wolves.
Wolves. Oh, that's a great run.
It's a great one, but
And Van
I just
Dijk
don't
looks like he's a
trust.
bit commanding in the air again. It
Mm,
looks like he's commanding in the air again, especially after the Champions League game. I think he's
yeah,
got something in him. And he got a goal like 2 game weeks ago, right? So
yeah.
I think over the next couple he might not be a bad bet.
I'm hoping he comes up. I just don't trust Liverpool defense as a Van Dijk owner for
Yeah,
most of the
same.
game. Most of the
Same.
game, I just feel like I'd rather have Senesi now like than him. I would say like I would
Yeah,
sacrifice
he'd
that. I'd
likely
rather
outscore Senesi just because of defensive contributions. Because Van Dijk doesn't get as much as I expected, to be honest.
yeah.
Senesi's reasonably consistent with def.
And Chalobah also looks great. Chelsea fixtures look good.
Yes.
But I mean longer term, Liverpool's are better post next game week.
Yeah. I think if you want a Chalobah, you get him now.
Yeah, or
But
you
there's
don't
going to
get
be a
him.
point in time over the next couple of weeks that is probably not going to be worth the price.
Yeah. Um. Let's look at game week 25. Are we so the game week before the double? I
Yes.
mean the standard fixture is obviously Sunday night's Liverpool City. which is I mean it's always been an interesting fixture and a fun fixture over the recent years, but it seems to have like I don't know, it could be a very boring fixture as well.
So City are going through that form where, like, when they're not doing well and they come up against Liverpool and then they lose and Liverpool just end up dominating. But I also don't know what Liverpool turns up this time because Liverpool are also not the Liverpool of old where you think they'd actually go and smash City in a game like this. So it it has the makings of a very boring game, but I think both teams need to win. There's no that we can
Yeah,
settle for a draw and it's okay now. Both teams have to get a result here. So I think it might be interesting. Plus Liverpool coming off some confidence after the Newcastle game. So
definitely.
I don't know. I think there's going to be a surprising result. There were points in time this week where looking at how bad City have been recently, I considered captaining Ekitike. Obviously, it's the worst idea in the world, but it has crossed my mind.
I mean, who are you thinking of captaining this week?
It's tough. I don't know. This week,
Because
Gabriel looks like the best
Haaland's
option.
yeah, Haaland up against
He's never scored at Anfield. No, but he's never
yeah.
scored at Anfield to my knowledge.
Hmm.
I don't think he's ever
But
scored
I
at
mean,
Anfield.
this is the season for him. Liverpool have been that bad at times.
But he's also not been great now in the recent weeks, so I've got zero faith in him doing anything
Hmm.
there. The other option I was considering was Bruno Fernandes, but I just see now that they're also the early kickoff on Saturday, so he's not he's now off my list. So I don't know, maybe Gabriel. I don't think Sunderland travel very well. I think Gabriel might be a decent
Yeah,
shout.
they don't travel well, but they are quite good in the air. They're
They
quite
are.
good from set pieces. That's what I'm thinking. I have the captain
Mm.
armband on João Pedro for now.
I was gonna say João
Um,
Pedro for you probably, but
but
Wolves
you
are
don't
decent though.
know. Yeah,
But
but you don't know if he's going to start
yeah,
even.
100%. That's the problem. So the thing is, you always look at who's playing Burnley, but no one really has West Ham assets anyway, right? So you
Some
can't really
people
go
have
there.
Bowen.
Yeah, I think
Might be
Bowen's not a
a
bad bet this week. If you wanna
hmm,
go super risky and super differential with your captain, I think Bowen's a decent shout. I think Rodgers this week is going to be quite decent.
could
I
be.
think Rodgers this week might be
Bo
decent. I think Rodgers
Bournemouth though.
versus Bournemouth, who are very leaky in defense.
But
I don't think it's a bad shout.
it's hard to back someone who's not been on the best of form. Like Rodgers hasn't had a
Yeah.
return in a while. Villa have not been the
Yeah, he's just got an
best.
assist, I think, in the last like
Hmm.
5. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's not great. The thing is, the captaincy options this week are quite
quite
average.
difficult. Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I'd actually
I
think
can't even
I'd risk.
default to Haaland this week. It's not a Haaland default week either. I think you got to go a little bit creative. I think United probably the best if you want to go for the template pick. I suspect Bruno Fernandes will be the high ownership captain
Yeah.
this week. If Saka was playing and he was fit, I'd have captained him no brainer. I can't captain Declan Rice, it just doesn't feel right.
Informed players, Somerville is another player that's been on the
Yes.
goals person, but a very cheap player.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I
Another
would agree
solid
with you.
differential punch.
I think Bruno Fernandes is probably the safest bet this
Mm.
game. I mean, he's on penalties, defense contribution points.
Yes.
So his route to points are just too many. So I think, and he's starting. he's going to play most
Yes.
of the minutes.
His
So he's
minutes are
probably
guaranteed.
the.
Mm.
And Bremo can also be another option if you want to
I
risk
think he's
that.
not a bad shot either.
Otherwise, I mean, Enzo is also not the worst option. I think he's potentially like a safe pick as well, in the sense that he is going to start. It
I
is
think
Wolves.
so. Yeah, and plus, the game was on Tuesday, so I think by Saturday he should be fit enough to start. Plus, he looks like he's one of the players in that team that doesn't ever get dropped. So I think he'll be fine. It feels like a decent week to captain a defender, but my heart will be in my throat if I'm watching a game and my defender's a captain. So that worries me. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be punty and hope for a Declan Rice masterclass against Sunderland if I want to go super differential. The options are really sad this week. Really, really sad.
Let's get some predictions. What do you think about the United Spurs game?
I suppose I've had the better of them over the past few, but also the managers haven't. I think Carrick transformed them. I think we can get a draw away at United. As much as I'm not confident on how we've been playing recently, United have been doing good, but they've scraped through a couple of their wins, especially the one this weekend. So I think there's a chance we get a result, and then I'm saying this now, and then we go and get thumped like 3-0 because we've been like poor form overall. I mean, even the City game, we had to
What have
play
you
so
thought
well to come
about?
back into that
Yeah.
one.
What have you thought about like Gallagher coming into the team and Xavi Simons also played quite well that game.
Yeah, Simmons has gone up levels recently for us. I think Gallagher's nice. His energy's been solid. I actually do like him and Palhinha in this team at the same time because Gallagher brings that energy, closing down, pressing, and Palhinha's got the raw power and strength, makes all the big tackles and the like. So, very decent. I mean, those transfers this season across Jan and the summer have been good. But I mean, the team's only got like 13 fit senior players anyway, right? So pretty much down to bare bones. Fortunately, the guys have had a week off, so hopefully get some more players back. But I don't know. It's tough because United are on such a high at the moment, and that man needs to cut his hair with 5 wins in a row. So hopefully we can put a stop to it.
Uh, and then the Liverpool City game.
I think Liverpool win, eh? I'm not convinced on City. I think it's going to be one of the final nails in the coffin for Arsenal to win the league, as much as I don't want it to happen. But I think Liverpool are the more informed team against City.
Yeah, I also think so. I think it'll be a lot of goals. I do think City will score, but I do think
I wouldn't rule out
Liverpool
like a
can
3-3
win.
draw, like something stupid like that. But I think Liverpool edge it.
Hmm.
They seem a bit more consistent now. Some decent results, and I think they'll be okay. Confidence is high, especially after Newcastle. I think they put 6 past Karabag as well, right? So I think there's a
Yeah,
little bit of momentum that's coming out there.
and to end, like if you have to pick a differential from this game week, who would you pick to be on the points?
A differential, I'd probably go someone West Ham. Bowen probably isn't considered a different. I think that Castellanos guy, I think he's their striker.
Hmm.
I think he'll be very
Potentially, yeah.
decent. So
He,
he's been high goal involvement. I think most shots over like the last 4 or 5 games. He's due a decent haul, I think. So I think he'll be a
so
decent shot this week.
before game week 24 started, he was owned 0%, 0.0%.
Mm.
So he's like the ultimate differential, which is quite cool. I do think he'll maybe this, I think that's a great shout. He might be in on the points. From my side,
I
maybe I
think
might
Burnley are terrible. That's why.
yeah, I think it's just bad. Yeah, I don't know if Krupi is definitely not a differential because he's so highly owned. I do think he might
Yeah.
potentially score again. He scored a beautiful goal last week, but maybe I'll give it to differential.
Maybe like a
I'm gonna
Tammy
go.
Abraham might be interesting this week.
Yeah, is Solanke still a differential? Because I'll give it to Solanke. I think he'll get
He
in
would
on the
easily
goals.
be a differential. Nobody owns
Yeah,
him. I think he'd be a solid differential as well.
I'm gonna go with Solanke. I also thought his goal was beautifully taken last week. That scorpion kick.
Yeah, the scorpion kick, amazing. What a finish.
Yeah, let's leave it as
Strand-Larsson
that.
debut in Palace
I
coming
don't think he's gonna
or
debut.
starting very likely. He has to debut,
Uh,
man. There's no Mateta there in the team. He has to play striker. I'm sure
yeah,
he
they've been
plays.
struggling for goals. They've been playing Pino up there.
Mm,
Also Vissa against his old team potential.
that's not a bad shout. I considered him a Voltamato, but the problem is I don't know which one will start.
Yeah. Who do you think? You think Wilson will score against Everton?
I was gonna say I was looking at that fixture now as well. I said I don't know. I was hoping for a 0-0 draw.
I take a 0-0 draw. I have Anderson in my team.
Yeah, well, I've got Tarkowski almost guaranteed playing this week, so he's like due a bullet header. I feel like he hasn't scored in like forever. I
He'll
feel like it's
score in
been like
the
years
Merseyside
since he's put
derby.
the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, so
He'll
I need a attacking return from him. I've got the defensive returns. I need one attacking return from him. That's key.
Oh, it'll be definitely an interesting game week. Captaincy is a big thing in this game week, and
Yeah,
I actually thinking about it, I'm most likely gonna roll. I'm not gonna bring in another Arsenal asset. I'll just review and see. But
yeah, I think so. I think that's not a bad move.
all the best for the next game week. We'll catch up soon, and
Sounds good.
let us know who you're captaining.
I shall.